സിംഗപ്പൂർ ചോയ്സ് സമർപ്പിക്കുന്നത് ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ് തനതായ സ്വാദിന്റെ സംതൃപ്തി. പവേഡ് ബൈ ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ സൂപ്പർ മാർട്ട് സിംഗപ്പൂർ, ഹോൾസെയിൽ പ്രൈസ് അറ്റ് റീറ്റെയിൽ മാർട്ട്. Co-sponsored by Tirumalagi, the trusted taste of Kaugi.
Good morning and welcome to Singapore Choice. Singapore Choice, as usual, in the രാവിലെ നമ്മളൊരു സൺഡേ ആയിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് വിശേഷങ്ങൾ കാണാൻ വേണ്ടി ഐ നോ എല്ലാവരും വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സിംഗപ്പൂർ ചോയ്സ് ഇനിയും ഒരുപാട് സെഗ്മെന്റ്സോട് കൂടെ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് നമ്മുടെ ഡേ ബൈ ഡേ ലൈഫിൽ കാണേണ്ടതും കേൾക്കേണ്ടതും കഴിക്കേണ്ടതും ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരുപാട് ഐറ്റംസ് ആയിട്ട് വീണ്ടും ഒരുപാട് പുതുമയോടുകൂടെ നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുവരികയാണ്. സോ വെരി വെരി ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് അഗൈൻ ആൻഡ് വെൽക്കം ടു സിംഗപ്പൂർ ചോയ്സ്.
It's a pleasure to have one of the most established and young musicians in Singapore, Jordan Joshua, with us. He is a very unique musician. Unique because he's a self-taught musician. I don't want to break the suspense. Let's find out more from him. Hi, Jordan.
Hi, hello.
Hi. So, can you tell us more about your background?
I was born and raised in Singapore.
Okay.
I studied in Singapore. I have done my diploma so far, a diploma in aerospace avionics.
Okay.
And currently taking my degree in human resource management.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing in Singapore so far. Yeah.
Okay. So, how was your journey into music? How did you get introduced into music?
The journey into music was actually an accident.
Okay.
It was a total accident. I didn't expect myself to be a musician.
Okay.
Right. I never had an interest, to be a musician. I never had an interest to do music when I was young.
Okay.
So it actually happened by accident when I was actually 12 years old, when I was primary 6, and in Singapore they have school holidays in December.
Okay.
So during the school holidays we actually go to church and have these Bible studies. These children have this Bible studies and a lot of engagements. And one of my friends who was actually part of this Bible study in church, he actually asked me if I could join him to go for a drum lesson, which starts the next day.
Okay.
Then he was like, I was afraid to go because he was telling me that he was afraid to go because he has to go alone, and then the pastor is going to teach him because the pastor was a drummer.
Okay.
So after that, I was like, okay, fine. Since I'm not doing anything, during the December holidays, I will actually go down, and then keep him company.
Accompany him, yeah.
It was actually a torture because it was something that I didn't want to do, because the pastor would come to us and then give us like paradiddles to do. Like paradiddles are like right, left, right, left,
Okay.
or right, left, left, with the sticks.
Okay.
So he will give us a pair of sticks, and then he'll ask us to sit on the pulpit, where the pastor preaches, then on the stage, and then we have to practice it on stage.
Okay.
So he'll ask us to start at 9 a.m.
Okay.
and then he'll go and meet his other church members, and then he'll go and meet other people, go to hospital, visit patients and everything. And then he goes home to shower, and then goes
quite a long time.
Yes, and he comes back at 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
Okay.
sometimes. So we are like doing the same thing for like 6-7 hours on stage, and the whole church will be dark, and then there will be no one there, and only the two of us.
Okay.
Because no one actually uses the church, on a weekday. And then as these things actually happen, one of the days there was this guy called John who came to church, and he is a musician, he's a keyboardist. And after watching him play, I had this interest to actually play the keyboard because
Okay.
he's really very, very good.
Very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so after watching him play, after that I slowly gave up drums and started to move on to the keys.
Keyboard.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it all started for me. I never expected myself to be where I am today back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a self-taught musician.
Yes, correct.
So what was the medium of learning? How did you start it?
Like what I said, this guy John, right? I just went to him. I was like, because initially I didn't want to learn from him, even though he was asking me, "Do you want to learn? Do you want to learn?" Because he kept looking at me, looking at him play, and then I actually initially was, not willing to learn because I had this thinking that keyboards and piano and all these are only for girls.
Really?
Yeah, and he was the first male keyboardist I actually saw playing. Because at that age, 12, 13 years old, I only saw a lot of females playing it. And to me, it was very feminine, like playing the keyboard and everything. So I thought drums was the main thing, the macho thing.
Okay.
All right. So after that, when I actually started playing the keys, because my grandfather actually bought a small keyboard for my sister, for my sister's first birthday.
Okay.
Me and my sister are 10 years apart.
Okay.
So
okay.
For her third birthday or fourth birthday, my grandfather bought her a small keyboard. We know all the lightings and everything.
Right.
So when you play a song, it actually plays by itself with all the lights and everything. So I saw where the lights were going, and I tried to copy them. You know, like try to imitate using one finger.
Okay.
So I was like, playing like that. I'll play that same thing. It was just one song, Joy to the World, the Christmas song.
Yeah, right.
I would play that again and again the whole day, and whoever comes to the house, I'll show them. You see, I can play, but with just one finger.
Okay.
So, and then this John, again, came to my house. That time was, that's when the movie Gajini actually got released.
Okay.
All right. And then he, the Oru Malay song?
Yeah. Yes.
He was playing that song so beautifully on that $10 keyboard.
The small one.
I was like, oh my god, like this small keyboard can do so much of thing. Like, then after that I was like, I just wanted to, make sure that I am, playing like him.
Playing like him.
Yeah. I make sure that I had practiced enough, to play exactly like him. So I started playing the Oru Malay song.
Okay.
And then that went on for 2-3 months. So I kept playing the same song again and again for the next 2-3 months.
Okay.
And then the movie, after that I started to watch, that time I think Yuvan Shankar Raja was very hot. So that they had, the Kadal Valartha from Manmadan, those songs and everything.
Yes.
So I tried to play those songs on keyboard, and slowly,
you started picking up the notes.
Yeah, right. I couldn't meet John that often, so I was on my own with my keyboard, and I had nothing to do. It was school holidays.
Okay.
And then I started to pick up the keyboard slowly.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So is there an inspirational icon you look up to in music?
Yes. There's this one person. If you actually there are a few, but if you need me to say one person, it's always B. A. Rahman.
Obviously, yeah.
Always. The reason being, be it then and now, he has that trend going. Okay,
Yes.
when you look at his old songs from Bombay and everything, and now to OK Kanmani and all these later songs, the music has changed drastically, because we musicians he's an example of versatility and not keeping to one particular genre.
Yeah.
And as musicians, we have to keep learning and keep on learning and keep expanding our knowledge, and not just keep to our comfort zone. And he is one good example.
So do you have a favorite genre in music, like classical, jazz or rock?
I don't have a particular genre. Like, I do not like that genre to be just purely that genre.
Okay.
I like to mix things up.
Okay.
So what I do with myself and with the band that I actually work with, I'm very, very fascinated with Carnatic music.
Okay.
I think that is one genre that, like until now, like it's just expanding, more and more. Like it's inexhaustible. When you go into Carnatic music, there's just so much to explore. Yeah. And then there's this rock music like this, this electric guitars and jazz music. So usually when we perform for shows, we try to mix both of them up. There'll always be Carnatic music in whatever show I do, but it will always be backed up with Western rock music or jazz.
Right.
Yeah. So the musicians will be all jazzy or in a rock band style, and then the singers will be singing in Carnatic style. So I love this combination of this both. I think it gives a new flavor to the audiences. Yeah.
ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ് കഴിഞ്ഞ 60 വർഷമായി സിംഗപ്പൂരിന്റെ തനത് രുചിക്കൂട്ടുകൾക്കും സ്വാദിനും ഒപ്പമാണ്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഓരോ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങളുടെയും വാസനയും ഗുണമേന്മയും നഷ്ടപ്പെടാതിരിക്കാൻ ക്രയോജനിക് സാങ്കേതികവിദ്യ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് ഞങ്ങളുടെ തന്നെ ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ തയ്യാറാക്കി പാക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ്, തനത് സ്വാദിന്റെ സംതൃപ്തി.
All India Supermart. Enjoy the sprawling one-stop shopping experience in 4 floors. The premier All India Supermart offers wide range and great varieties of consumer products. Groceries to fresh vegetables, chocolates, lifestyle products, fashion wear, pharmacy and beauty. All India Supermart's futuristic self-service kiosk is a highlight for groceries. All India Supermart, 41 Norris Road, Singapore.
തിരുമല നെയ് ശർക്കര പായസത്തിന് സ്ട്രോങ് സപ്പോർട്ട്, നെയ്ദോശയ്ക്ക് സൂപ്പർ സപ്പോർട്ട്, ഗുലാബ് ജാമിന് ക്ലോസ് ഫ്രണ്ട്, വീട്ടിലും വിരുന്നിലും ഏറ്റവും അടുത്ത സുഹൃത്ത് തിരുമല നെയ്.
തിരുമല നെയ്. Our priceless possession, Ayurveda. At Ananta Ayurveda, relax and detoxify, unwind and rejuvenate your mind and body. From an array of treatments and massage therapies, get expert advice for specific ailments, spinal and muscular conditions. Ananta Ayurvedic Healthcare, Buffalo Road and Yishun Street, 71, Singapore. Call 63964494. Ananta Ayurveda. Reliving a treasured past.
Hanifa, the popular name in every household, comes with a great deal of heritage and trust since 1962. Hanifa's new self-service supermarket with a diverse collection of products. Everything you need and something to suit everyone. Hanifa, 118 Dunlop Street and 60 Serangoon Road, Singapore.
I know that you're part of a band as well.
Yes, correct.
So the Anthem of Hearts.
Yes, correct.
Can you tell more about the band?
Band actually started with just 3 people.
Okay.
Okay, it was just a trio, and it happened out of sudden. It was an accident again. I was actually playing music in my polytechnic. So most of the time I'll be spending my time in the library playing music. And then there was this cultural show that was going to happen, and then the organizers, who are students as well, actually come to me and ask me, Jordan, would you like to play for my show? So I said, okay, fine, it's a polytechnic cultural show, so after that I was part of it. And then there was this 2 other guys who actually came in and joined in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were also scouted out like by these organizers. And then these other guys were also from my secondary school, but we never spoke.
Okay.
Yeah, we never spoke throughout secondary school. So now, after that, we were like, hey, you're from this secondary school, right? Yeah, we are from the same secondary school. And then we just clicked, and then he's a guitarist, his name is Siva. And then there's another guy called Ganesh. So we 3 just clicked. Ganesh is a percussionist, and Siva is a guitarist. So we just clicked, and then we started to play music together. Then we got, a few singers to join us. And then this band was just for the cultural show. Then after seeing the cultural show, other polys with cultural shows invited us to perform for their shows.
Okay.
So after that, we got more and more popular.
Okay.
Then more people wanted to join the band.
Okay.
Okay, and then more talented people, like, those who are, have Carnatic backgrounds, who have jazz backgrounds, who have, been playing, for different places throughout throughout Singapore. So they, they just joined in, and then we picked the people who we think will suit our band.
Okay.
Because different band, not to say that some people whom we don't take in are not good. They are good, but they might not click with the band because the band plays in a certain style.
Yeah.
So we got those who actually clicked with us, and yeah, that's when we started performing for a lot of shows. We started performing at Esplanade. We started performing for, we even performed for A.R. Rahman once.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In Singapore?
Yeah, in Singapore.
Okay.
He actually came in the year 2014.
Okay.
He actually had a show in Singapore.
Okay.
So before the show, he had actually had a pre-conference, like, for the show, building up to the show. And we actually had the opportunity to play in front of him. That was
great.
Amazing. Like playing his songs in front of the man himself.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was really, no words can describe. And the thing is, he was just, say, 3 meters away from us. Yeah, it was a very small room.
Okay.
And then there was that intimate connection, you see. So that was one experience I'll never forget.
Okay, so you have played in front of the A.R. Rahman,
yes,
right?
Correct.
So do you have any other musician for whom you would like to play, or any other person whom you would like to work with?
Yes, there are actually a lot of musicians I want to work with. Some people like Hariharan. Hariharan is one of my favorites. His ghazals, because ghazals is another form of music that actually amazes me, and those ghazal singers like Rafat Ali Khan.
Okay.
Yeah, those are when he sang Ore Pia and all this.
Yeah,
so these kind of songs really amazes me. So I like to work with a ghazal singer like Hariharan. Another person who I don't know whether I can work with, but I would like to meet and learn a lot from is Stephen Devasy.
Right.
Yeah, he is one pianist. Yeah, so a lot of songs that we do, a lot of, because when I do a show, we have the full band segment, and then we have the unplugged segment, we have the instrumental segment. Whenever we come to unplugged segment, I always go to Super Singer, I go to YouTube, I go to Super Singer, see how Stephen actually renders the song, how he actually interprets the song with his piano, and you know how he compliments the singer. So I watch all this, and a lot of my friends who actually come for my shows, and then they're like, I've heard this somewhere before. Like,
Okay.
I've heard this style of playing before, somewhere before. And then I show them the YouTube video, and then he was like, hey, yeah, I heard this from Super Singer. Yeah, so I try to, you know, like, get the good points from every musician I actually watch, and then I try to, and Stefan is one major influence on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have like a favorite song which you can listen to endlessly, like in a loop?
Favorite song? There are actually a lot. One song that I would like to listen to again and again and again is, have you heard Ale Ale from Boys?
Yes.
Yes.
Ale.
That is one A-Rahman composition I love, because every time I listen to it, it speaks to me in a different way. Speaks to me in a different way, meaning the chords behind, the harmonies behind. Every time you listen to it in headphones, and then you listen to it in detail, every single chord, every single effects that he used, and the harmonies and the tones that he used, it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, and so when you know, when you listen to it like from TV, because you don't listen to everything, because
right, obviously.
yeah, it's not clear. But when you listen to it in headphones, and when you listen to it in high definition, wow, like it actually awes you, because the amount of thought process this person actually went through when he was composing the song, like what was he thinking? You know, that kind of thing. Like how can a man, like a single man, think of so much of different chords, tones, tunes, and you know, put them all together and make them sound so magical.
Right.
Yeah, so these are the things that actually awe me, which I believe like some people who have no musical knowledge will not be able to appreciate. Yeah.
So can you tell us more about your recent projects or performances?
Recent projects, I actually am working on this new project. It's actually a TV program. It's going to be a live band segment.
Okay.
So like one super singer is going to join us, and then we are just going to, you know, render a few songs of our choice.
Okay.
This is one song that one project I'm working on. Another thing is Esplanade, because I almost perform, you know, at Esplanade every other year. This year I'm actually trying to have more musicians, more singers to actually join us, and then maybe you can do like a choir, because we never had a choir at Esplanade like for my band. So I'm actually working on this project, and I'm also doing, you know, music for my force, because I'm you know, working in the police force, and we have events coming up. So I'm also doing music at work.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things coming up. So I'm like trying to, you know, segregate my time between work, school, friends, family.
So Jordan, you have self-composed many songs, right? So do you mind playing maybe a couple of songs for us?
I have this singer, okay, from my band to actually come and sing for us. These two songs that I actually composed. Her name is Jaita Ashwini.
Okay.
She's a well-known local singer in Singapore,
Yeah.
and she's actually a finalist of one of the bigger competitions in Singapore, vocal competitions.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. So we'll have her to sing these two songs. Yeah.
Sure.
பிரியா
ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ് കഴിഞ്ഞ 60 വർഷമായി സിംഗപ്പൂരിന്റെ തനത് രുചിക്കൂട്ടുകൾക്കും സ്വാദിനും ഒപ്പമാണ്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഓരോ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങളുടെയും വാസനയും ഗുണമേന്മയും നഷ്ടപ്പെടാതിരിക്കാൻ ക്രയോജനിക് സാങ്കേതികവിദ്യ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് ഞങ്ങളുടെ തന്നെ ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ തയ്യാറാക്കി പാക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ്, തനത് സ്വാദിന്റെ സംതൃപ്തി.
QBB Pure Ghee for cooking, baking and barbecue. Superior taste in so many ways. QBB Pure Ghee.
Get gorgeous with Vanessa's endless beauty techniques. Our caring beauticians will groom to love yourself. Facial for flawless and glowing skin, threading for shapely eyebrows, a perfect iconic hairstyle, waxing, just walking for a head-to-toe captivating makeover. Vanessa Beauty Salon, City Square Mall, 16 and 22, Buffalo Road. Call 6291-0977.
So do you have a dream project, like maybe a stage where you want to perform, or an audience that you would like to play for? Do you have something like that?
Yes, my dream has always been to go around to different countries and perform with my band. And I want that main motive of it to be for kids with disabilities.
Okay.
Like, this is my dream. I want to go to different countries, and whichever country that we are performing at, for example, if you are performing in India, like say Chennai, whichever kids with disabilities in that particular country, whatever revenue we get from that, like probably 50%, I would like to give it to
The kids.
Yeah, the kids. So this is something that I've always wanted to do, but I haven't had the opening yet to actually travel around the world. You know, not only particularly in Indian country, I would like to travel to like US, UK, all these countries, and do the best we can for that particular country, for the kids in that particular country.
So just out of curiosity, since you are a self-taught musician, how difficult it was to understand and learn the technicalities when you play the keyboard?
Very, very, very difficult and disheartening at the starting stages, because when I started playing, I was actually, I didn't take it very seriously. It was something like a hobby. But when you start playing in church, because we musicians, when we start playing, then they'll call us to play in church and everything. When I was playing in church, there was some days where this whole, when they are singing, they'll just stop, they'll look at me, they'll ask me to move out, like get out of imagine playing at a church, you're playing and then the whole service stops, looks at you and asks you to get off the drums or get off the keys, because they feel that you are disturbing their singing and everything. So it was that bad. I went through a lot of humiliation. I couldn't sleep for a few nights. I almost cried. I didn't cry because I don't know why. I just break down, but I just don't cry. But that actually pushed me to do better. And I was surrounded with musicians who are way too good. So when I play and when I look at them play, it was like, like I'm not even close. When that happens, you feel left out. So I made a decision that, I should be as good as them. I have to prove to people who actually told me that I can't make it, that I can play. There were a lot of people who actually came to me and told me that, you will never make it. Because they'll actually mock me, because they'll ask me, John, what's your dream? Then I'll say that one day I would like to play at the indoor stadium, Singapore Indoor Stadium, because that time there wasn't any Esplanade. The biggest stage, a musician could go was the indoor stadium, Singapore Indoor Stadium. Then after that, I'll say like, I would like to play there. Then they were like, are you sure? You have to bypass me. You have to bypass this musician, that musician. Do you think you can make it? I can remember the exact same dialogue the person said. It was very disheartening. It was very sad. And I was like, okay, never mind. I took it upon myself that I have to prove them wrong, and I have to practice, and I have to get to that stage. And I eventually did.
So while you're learning keyboard, do you follow any particular style of learning? Like, do you follow a particular person when it comes to learning?
I don't particularly follow a person, but there are a lot of bands that I watch. Okay, watch different bands, see how they sound and what kind of genre, what kind of instruments they use to sound the way they do. So bands like Agam. Have you heard of Agam? Agam, and then there's other bands like Bennett and the Band, like watching Super Singer, and then watching Super Singer band when Stephen Debussy comes on. So all these bands have different kind of soundings, but these soundings are good for certain songs.
Okay.
So when I actually do a show, like for example, if it's going to be like a rock song like Dil Se Re, okay, so when we do Dil Se Re, we will follow like how Agam, makes it sound.
Right.
But then we won't copy exactly like how they sound. We will have our own flavor to it.
Yeah.
All right. But the rock style, okay, what kind of instruments they use and that kind of thing, what kind of tones they use for their guitar, everything we will take it from them. Then if there's something to do with more contemporary, like we'll watch this Stephen Debussy, and when he comes on Super Singer, then the band actually comes up with unplugs, the kind of thing. So we'll watch them and see how they arrange those songs and what kind of instruments they use, to give that particular sound. So we actually study these bands, and then we see which best suit us for that particular show, for that particular song, and then we, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, I understand. So, and as an established musician, what advice would you give to our budding artist?
No matter what interests you guys have, all right, just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. I know it's cliche to say this, but it actually happens to you when it hits you, when criticism hits you, and when you're very demoralized. It's actually very easy to give up. I could have gave up, and if I gave up back then I wouldn't be what I am today.
Yes.
So try to surround yourself with people who actually encourage you and push you.
Some kind of positivity, right?
Yes. It's best if you're a musician and you want to maybe excel in a particular instrument. Surround yourself with musicians who are better than you in that particular instrument, because you'll feel inferior, and that will actually push you to do better.
Okay.
Right. So don't be scared of actually being part of a group with talents that are actually much better than you. It's actually good, because if you surround yourself with musicians who are not as good as you, and then you feel superior, but at the end of the day, you don't go anywhere. You don't get to any place. So put yourself in that pressure. Put yourself under that pressure, and try to strive.
Great.
Yeah, that is very important, and just go all out. Never give up. If anyone says that you can't make it, just don't take that to heart.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a great piece of advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jordan, for your time. It was a pleasure having you with us. And the talks were quite inspiring, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
സിംഗപ്പൂർ ചോയ്സ് സമർപ്പിച്ചത് ഹൗസ് ബ്രാൻഡ് തനതായ സ്വാദിന്റെ സംതൃപ്തി. പവേഡ് ബൈ ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ സൂപ്പർ മാർട്ട് സിംഗപ്പൂർ, ഹോൾസെയിൽ പ്രൈസ് അറ്റ് റീറ്റെയിൽ മാർട്ട്. Co-sponsored by Tirumala Ghee, the trusted taste of cow ghee.